My series Tips for Realtors, and I am talking about how to use Google Keep in your real estate business. Let's get started. If this is your first time visiting my channel, thanks so much for stopping by. My name is Carrie Jonicas, and I am the proud owner and a transaction manager at Amplify Transaction Services. If you would like to learn more information about how we can help you, you can visit our website at www.amplifytransactions.com. How to use Google Keep for your real estate business. Let's head on over to the computer and I'll show you what that looks like.
Now, there's two ways that you can access Google Keep. One is through your Gmail inbox, and the other is by navigating directly to keep.google.com. For the sake of this video and showing you how to set things up, I am on the web version of keep.google.com, but I will also show you how to access it in your email and how it can be very helpful for you to remember certain things. So I started first by creating a few different notes of some ways that you can use Google Keep in your real estate business. The first one I have here is client management. So you might want to save certain contact details, certain preferences. Maybe you have a buyer who is looking for a specific property and you just want it at a quick glance. You might have a lot of buyers that you're working with, and it might be helpful for you to have those on a very quick, glance. Maybe you're out and about and you come across a property that isn't in the MLS yet and you want to check it out. It might be helpful to have that property wish list in your phone in a note, and you can use the Google Keep app for that, which would be easily accessible. You can also apply labels, so you can create different labels. So if you see here, I have a marketing label, I have a market research label, Google Calendar notes. So you can create a label for buyers or sellers or pendings or closed. If you wanted to have anything in your Google Keep for files that are in process. If you are a newer agent, or maybe you don't do a lot of transactions per month, you can actually use Google Keep basically as a checklist and put the transactions that you currently have going, and then a list of items of things that you need to do. And then you can also add that to your Google Calendar and create tasks on your Google Calendar from that Google Keep. I can create another video on that later to show you how to do that. But again, that would be a more lower scale way to manage your transactions. Another way obviously is through a spreadsheet. If you're doing more transactions, I would say move from Google Keep to a spreadsheet. And then from there, depending on the amount of files that maybe that you are managing, you might want to move on to an actual dedicated transaction management software. Some other ways that you can use Google Keep would be call notes. So say you have a phone meeting with a buyer or a seller, and this is your first time chatting with them. You can take notes in here so you'll remember for when you meet them. Or maybe you're talking with a seller and gaining information to be able to prepare a comparative market analysis for them. The nice thing is too, you can collaborate with different team members. So you can add collaborators to the note. So if I have a team member that I want to add notes to this note as well, they can have access to that as well. So maybe you have an assistant who helps you with your CMAs, so they can get the notes from your phone call and then use that information to prepare the paperwork or to do that comparative market analysis to prepare that for you, which is really nice as well. Another idea would be potentially doing some marketing content. So maybe you're out and about and you had an idea for a social media post. Maybe you saw a new restaurant that you wanted to, talk about. Maybe an idea for an email newsletter or a blog. Another way that I love using Google Keep is for saving captions or hashtags for Instagram. Makes it really easy to copy and paste those into your Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media platform that you're using. So that works really nice for that as well. You can also add Google Keep Notes to your Google Calendar. So if you, for instance, maybe you have a meeting that's coming up and you wanted to jot down a few notes for the parties that are going to attend that meeting, they would also be able to have access to that. You can add them as a collaborator, and you can then have that information attached to that calendar invite so you can then discuss those items on your call. Another idea is to save market statistics so you can pull them up really easily if you're with a client. So for instance, I live in the suburbs of Chicago, and so we have a lot of different suburbs that are very close in driving distance. And so a lot of times the real estate agents in my area are serving many different cities because they are a short distance around from each other. And so to be able to know every single one of those off the top of your head would probably be very difficult. So saving those in your Google Keep, so maybe once a week you just kind of do a little rundown. A lot of platforms allow you to have kind of a copy and paste. So you could put that either into an email or into, if you were doing like an email newsletter, they make it really easy to transfer that information. And so you would always put that, copy that maybe once a week and update it in your Google Keep. That way, if you are out and about, you have the most up-to-date and accurate information, making you, of course, the knowledgeable real estate agent that you are, servicing in all of those areas. Again, these are just a few ideas that I have. There's so many different ways that you can use Google Keep in your business, but these are just a few. And then to make a new note, it'll say up here, take a note. You can title it, type whatever you need to in there. You can ask it to remind you on something. So again, that would be something that maybe if you were using this for task management, you can have it remind you to check in on your tasks. So maybe, every other day, or maybe on the due date of whatever it might be. So for instance, if it was an earnest money deposit, you can put a reminder on the date that it's due that's the next thing on your list that you have to take care of. But again, we'll go more into detail about using this in another video coming soon. So stay tuned for that. Again, you can add team members to the note, and you can do that per note. It doesn't have to be, they won't have access to all of them. It's only per note that you add them to. You can add different background colors or even different backgrounds like this, different colors if you'd like. You can also add an image. If you are done with it and you don't need it anymore, you can archive it. You can add a label, a drawing. You can show text boxes. So again, you can add a list. For instance, if you wanted to use this for your task management, you can add a list of items that you need to take care of in each transaction. Or maybe you have marketing tasks that you have a list for that you want to keep track of. You can do that as well. And then you can also see the version history, which shows you when things have been updated, which is really nice as well. Now let's go take a look inside of the inbox, what it looks like and how you see it. Now that we're in our inbox, you'll notice on the right-hand panel, I have calendar and then I have the Google Keep. I'm going to click on the Google Keep and you'll notice that all of my notes are here. To me, this is where it really helps me when I am working in my inbox. So these are the things that maybe I might be looking for to take care of. maybe I'm trying to reach out to a client and I need to find out what the when their birthday is, or when their what their favorite color is. You know, whatever you want, it's right there, and that's what's super helpful. I feel like that it's right there. You don't have to go somewhere else. I feel like most of us spend a lot of time in our email, and if you are working on a mobile version of this, you would just pull up the app. You wouldn't need to go into your email. But again, it keeps notes in there, and it makes it very easy to find the information. I feel like than maybe some other like CRMs or other programs. It just makes things really easy, especially if you are looking for maybe call notes, or again, like I said, for Instagram tags or social media tags. It's really easy to get in here, copy it, and then paste it into the software that you have. Maybe you have email templates also. That's another way that you can utilize this, is an email template that you might send to a client. Of course, you have templates inside of Gmail, but maybe those aren't, if you don't like the way that they're organized. I know some people don't like the way that the email templates are organized in Gmail. So, you know, if you don't want to utilize that, you can certainly use it for this as well, which would make it really easy, a copy and paste. But it's really nice that it is on this right-hand panel, which makes it really easy to access. The other thing that you can do is pin a note. One of the other ways that I really like to use the notes section is because working as a real estate agent, I used to use a title company that had a ton of different locations. And so instead of having to look up the location of all of these different title companies, I would put the name of the title company in here. So let's just say Chicago Title, and then I would list out the locations, the phone numbers, and that way if I'm ever emailing a client, I can just copy and paste the information into my email, and I don't have to go to the Chicago Title website, look up the address, phone number, and then copy from there. And it's much easier to copy from here than it is from the website. So that is another way that I have used Google Keep in the past.
If this video was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to learn more tips and tricks about organizing your real estate business. And of course, if you would like help with your transaction coordination, we would love to assist you. Please visit our website at www.amplifiedtransactions.com. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.